Hey guys, today is the 31st of August. So it's a Sunday, and it's only been 6 days since my last recording. But I'm back in Malindi, and things went pretty well in Lamu. Basically, the governor seems entirely ready to go with our plan to manage his trees. So that's fantastic. And I'm going up there. I'm here for 1 week. Then I'm gonna go up there to deliver him a memorandum of understanding.
Standing by.
And then I'm gonna fly to Nairobi to meet with the banker who does truck loans. So for anyone who's paying attention, this is two different businesses that I am doing a good job deploying beyond my main recycling company that's also receiving an investment right now. So basically everything's going pretty well. I mean, it's still a bit slow, but industry is what it is. But everything seems to be going pretty well. And that's fantastic. So I'm going to take this opportunity to zoom out a wee bit today and tell you a bit about what I'm thinking about, which is Trump came into power 8 months ago right now. And it's really looking like the West is starting to creak under its own weight quite a bit more than everyone was expecting. Trump is dilapidated. Right now, he may be dead. He hasn't been seen in a few days. But he spends all day getting every power in the Western world to come kiss his ass. The head of the FIFA football championships, there was a meme of that guy, and Trump was trying to receive a gold medal for football. It's ridiculously bad in the West right now. So I'm assuming that there's something like 100 million Westerners who are now starting to look at the ability to escape from their world. And here I am, 5 years into a successful escape from their world. And instead of starting to think about it, I'm shaking hands with all the major powers on the Kenya coast and ready to start a bunch of quite substantial companies in these parts. So that's really quite amazing. And I'm quite lucky to have known to put myself in this position. But anyway, I think next Sunday I'll still be here, but then on Monday maybe I will head up to Nairobi to progress the game of motorbikes. So I'm going to get all my three pieces of paper from the potential sellers of motorbikes, and I'm going to take them to the banker, work on getting an agreement with him. Then I'll be ready to break ground. I don't have funding for this, but I have a plan, which is that my cousin in Texas, who is one of the 100 million Westerners who's starting to look at escaping, I've told her to come with $5,000, and that will be the runway for this new business. And I'll put her in official charge alongside Dan, and she'll be like the apprentice lieutenant of the operation. And Dan will also be a more capable but also trainee position, and I'll be involved as well. And then once that thing is operational, I'll shift Dan to the CEO. I'll leave Kat with some equity in the place, 10-20%, and then I will send her on starting a new business that she's actually passionate about. Like, she wants to do some game of pombe, of alcohol. So I'll let her do that. But then that can run, and this is very likely, depending on how next week in Nairobi goes, is very likely going to land before the end of the year. And so will the Lamu game. It's looking like at least before the end of the year, possibly sooner. And then in terms of the investments, I have my new truck. While I was up in Lamu, I secured a new truck. So I'm now a proud owner of 2 trucks. A blue one and a white one. Both are quite old and various levels of dilapidation. But that's very good. I have both trucks. When I'm up in Nairobi, I'm going to be picking up these machines I've ordered to upgrade my workshop as well. Put them on Matatu down to Malindi. So that's one of the reasons I have to go up to Nairobi.
Public opinion remains
That's probably fine. And then I will the key piece of this investment, which is what I'm getting to, is that I need to start building the building and buying the big machine from China. And I'm hoping to maybe this week get to that. It's basically I need to close out phase 1 for my parents investing and begin phase 2, but I'd like to do that quickly because that's another one I'd like to see in time for the new year or early into the new year. So I do keep myself quite busy. I was thinking about starting the PhD thing. I've decided to postpone that one a bit because I am overly busy this side, and I am. If I'm doing it full time in the future, it'll be less urgent to get it done as quickly as possible, basically. So that's kind of it. Is that I'm going to give myself possibly another year on that one. But during that year, I'm going to securely launch 3 businesses with myself at their head, which will also make me way more compelling, I think, as a PhD candidate. So that's kind of the idea. It's 2025. Things are starting to get real, but they're getting real in a way that I predicted, and I'm quite chuffed about the fact that I've positioned myself well. One thing that I'm seeing happen, particularly on Lamba with the governor, is that people used to not believe me when I said I was planning to stay in Africa indefinitely, and they're like, "Oh, you're just going to take the money and run." But now that America's really looking like it's not doing very well, let's say, people are starting to believe that I was planning to stay here the whole time. So like the governor is more confident than he was that I'm not just pretending to be different from the other white people who want to take the money and run, that I am actually planning to stay. He is starting to accept that might be a real possibility. And this is another dividend of the Western collapse going according to what I projected, let's say. So I'm getting investment, I'm getting interest, and also people here are taking me more seriously because America's visibly struggling. There's this thing I like to say, which is that as an American from Paris, Americans from Paris always do well whenever America is doing badly. And I'm kind of seeing that dynamic right now. It's that people take me seriously because America's doing badly. If America were doing well, they wouldn't believe that I was really not planning to just run away home to America. And the fact that America really sucks right now means they're like, okay, maybe he's gonna stay. And maybe this is what helped F. Scott Fitzgerald and whatever, James Baldwin back in the day as well, is that because America sucks, everyone accepts that you're serious about not being there. And that's what I'm getting here. And it means I'm getting 2 handshakes, possibly knock on some wood, 2 handshakes of lucrative businesses, and then my own business is getting the investment with the Americans. And all in all, it's pretty good. Another thing I kind of noticed when I was up there is that my life here has gotten pretty humble. I don't hang out with upper class people hardly at all, and I don't give myself much of anything in terms of like luxury and upper class business going around. I just sit in my room and fight off the mosquitoes. I'm looking at the Gini coefficient of Kenya being absurdly high right now. And it kind of boggles everyone's mind that I still am being a power player despite my low numbers. And I kind of get it, because up there was less resources available, but I was buying the nicest stuff in town, and everyone kind of expects me to come back here and buy nicer things. But in fact, the prices are 3 times more. So instead, I come here and I buy much more humble things, which is not what anyone expects. And all my friends here are not from the upper class, which is also not what people expect. So this is just a simple day. This week coming is going to be cleanup. And I just wanted to talk about how my positioning myself feels like it's starting to pay dividends right now. And that's really cool. I'll talk to you guys in a week, which should still be in